the Scion. This draft does a lot of different things for Gen.G. You can front to back a little bit, you can poke for objective control with the Ezreal, but when Hanwha Life press the R buttons, when they press go...
He's been very consistent with this, but I think that Gen.G, I have a suspicion.
The flash comes in, Duro is in a bit of trouble, he is going to get away, but now the follow-up from Peanut is right there, and Duro with the red buff ticking, they'll give this kill right over to Viper, and immediately Hanwha Life eSports are on the board.
This is what Peanut does best. He sees a lane that has prio, and he hits straight there. And done, but they got both of Duro's as well as the kill.
And now we got Hex Flash maybe in the mid lane. Peanut setting up for this one. Chovy probably gonna have to flash. Doesn't even do it. Accepts his fate, and Zeka picks up a kill. So in playoffs, that's kind of in the way it has been rolling for both of those supports. Doesn't necessarily mean that it'll continue, but
for Peanut.
Yeah, I mean, they should know that he has started this one up, as now Chovy going to be spotted. They just go on a delight here as the follow-up just not there. And now in comes Hanwha Life eSports, just going to knock away the one guy, the support. And now the follow-up here on a Canyon, who is in a lot of trouble. Does get that shield up, though, and a bit of health on the follow-up. The damage not quite there, and finally they get it, but Zeka is going to immediately bite the dust. Viper also on the run as Chovy looking for more. Needs a Q, needs something, and they finally do get him down. Chovy collects the kill, and Gen.G do strike back.
Just like that, Gen.G back on the board here. A big win in the fight after the initial setup looked pretty good for Hanwha Life when the engage was on
the crab. As we take another look, they don't want to invest too much, as might have a steal imminent here, but because of the Nico being knocked away at first, it looks a little bit rough here for Gen.G. Canyon's able to stall us. They're still going.
Yeah, we got a fight in here. It looks like Canyon wanted to fight for the grubs, but he's by himself against 4 people. Says, I can take the 1v1, but not the 1v4. Denying the TP is what's important, if possible.
Right.
And Keen is just running down here with this ult, so he can join the fight if necessary. As now, we do have the teleport coming out, and the Scion is going to be ulting in. They try to go in onto the front line here. A ton of damage into Canyon, and he will be going down, but it's in a trade for the support as Peanut super low himself. Keen frontlining for the team, as Zeus kind of just has to get out of here. Zeka just zoning the rise, but not good enough, and Zeus will have to flash away. Looking for the double dragon is Gen.G. And can they actually lock it down? It's a massive shockwave comes in from Zeka. He only gets the one, though. And it is going to be the dragon going the way of Gen.G for double dragon.
And it was almost a potential steal.
He's got double buff, and this Ezreal's going to hit his 2-item spike very early on. Right as I say that, maybe I cursed him, is now trying to go in and take down Viper, trying to take the 1v2, does get the kill, and now Zeus is like, well, I guess maybe I'll take him out eventually here, but still, the fact that he was able to get a kill in that circumstance is big.
When you have a 2-carry composition, it's looking pretty
out here, by the way. First brick on the line.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get it, and that means that they're one objective away from the feats of strength, as now he got an engage coming in, but that's on a ruler. He's totally fine, and now they just turn on a Peanut. The damage is huge. They can't quite take him out, and finally they do. Canyon going to pick up that kill. And Gen.G immediately turned the fight around, and Keen is having a ball down here in bot lane.
He's just ulting Zeka. He's like, I took your turret, I'm going to take your health bar too.
I think he might have actually
ulted the wave to try to defend the turret moments before. Either way, going to be a big charge here.
Well, that's going to be a Canyon right in the middle of all of them. Doesn't seem to care, though, as everybody's here for Gen.G, and they want another turret. They will get it.
Now what we're seeing is that in many plays, Duro's the one that's there first. Chovy's able to get prio consistently.
Duro kind of an interesting spot here, but they don't want to go all in, just onto the support. This damage
TPs
done for this dragon. The TPs are coming in. The Scion from the left side is Delight not really finding an engage angle. He's just rooted forever, and now Keen is in the front line, and Delight is just dead. He's just out of the fight, and now the front line is immediately burst down. Down goes Peanut, as a bunch of damage coming in from the side of Zeus, but he can't do it all by himself. Canyon gonna get the Drake. Only Duro goes down. Viper hits the ground as well. It's a triple kill for Chovy.
This is the fight Gen.G was looking for. They are able to eventually...
That need to pull the trigger, right? Because you will actually get poked down into Nico, into Ezreal, particularly in Ezreal's fed through. And now Gen.G. A Gen.G in control, it doesn't allow you to really play the game.
I love how Gen.G are playing this.
All right, Peanut again, trying to make something happen. They turn on him, but it is a trade for Canyon at least. But still, this mid lane turret is going to go down. And the damage is being done by Zeus into this Scion. He's got that Leandries, but it's just not enough, especially when Zeka's not here.
This is one of those trademark Gen.G moments where, like, okay, Scion doesn't have TP. We got to play around mid and bottom lane here. Sure, they're going to push
declare this Ocean Soul theirs. Will they be able to do this? This looks like maybe the most straight-up fight we're going to have in this game.
Ruler.
But it really comes down to Hanwha Life eSports. Ruler is doing a very nice job of poking down, but Keen has taken a decent chunk here from the Corki, who is online. Peanut goes in, but again, that's onto the Scion. They're trying to chip him away. They're not quite able to do it just yet, as this one is going to be engaged right onto the front line. Duro is going to flash away. The Scion is taking everything up. Duro is down, and the redemption is huge. The ult finally gets Canyon away, but Chovy accesses the backline. Peanut steals away the Drake, and Chovy is unaccounted for. The shockwave, though, is pretty gigantic. But look at Ruler on the left side. Nobody looks at him. The fight is heavily won by Gen.G.
You finally got the Scion down so low.
Pushes forward, and yes, that is into a shockwave, and then Ruler sees a bunch of tasty treats prepared for him.
To kill, nigh impossible. And you still have the safe Ezreal that you have to deal with on the other side.
We're also, look, it's 44-6 petals.
That might be the biggest lead we've had.
I'm pretty sure, obviously, they got Otacon, but that is kind of insane.
I mean, they were a far cry from the 2-1 petals we had after Grubs.
Yeah. Right? Exactly. And I want to also highlight that unless Chovy or Ruler, they'd be great, but these are either extremely slippery or tanky and with an arm guard.
Yeah, and you see how Gen.G is really able to tear open the map. As Canyon said, he's going to rip open the rift. They're kind of doing it here. They got the TP in the top lane from Zeus.
Hoping for another fight on Dragon, but man, Gen.G are not giving up any control. No vision here for Hanwha on the map.
Well, Peanut's going to find some. He's not going to like what he sees as he runs straight into Gen.G. And the amount of lockdown that they have with the Nico, the Vi, the Rise, is just not able to get away.
And it's been kind of the inverse. Peanut had an incredible start to this game, but I think, as often is the case with Poppy, if you ever do lose control and you're playing Poppy from behind, it's not very fun.
Just gonna Scion ult straight into the front, and everybody gets delivered to the back line with the Realm Warp. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Over the wall they go. Zeus goes down, and Gen.G are just rolling Hanwha Life eSports now. It is an ace, and they might just end the game right here, 30 minutes in.
This is such a big shift of momentum here for Gen.G already in this first game. Bit of a rougher early game, but they turned it around so hard and crushed Hanwha Life eSports with a 10,000 gold lead here at 30 minutes.
Ends up being not a very close game if you look at 15 minutes onwards or so, as Gen.G run it from there on, and they take down game number 1.
Available here in the second. Gen.G have already won one game on red side. Here in game 2, opt to wait and see what the full composition is before locking in that Kai'Sa.
So almost gets double scuttled here, Canyon.
Looking to maybe turn this one around as the max range. Wind becomes lightning. He's going on in, but they're not fully committing to this. And now the slow is there on a Canyon. Make that a pillar follow-up as the flash away, but still they flash jump on in. The exhaust going to help out big time. And now Peanut taking so much damage in this front line, but so is Keen. But at the end of the day, Canyon going to turn this one around as Zeus flashes in, tries to take it 1v2, but instead gets sat down by Canyon.
At least he was able to get the kill. Gen.G already taking a small lead. Now Hanwha Life will get this first dragon, maybe more, looking for more.
Yeah, Delay really trying to exert a lot of pressure down there and push them away. Zeus does not have his flash. Now the needles are coming in. Keen taking an aggressive trade as he is getting low, but not low enough as Canyon gets in, picks up a third kill. As Hanwha Life gets the Drake.
If she gets accelerated, her CC is deleting people, as we're going to see a potential all-in here, but once Duro shows up, Viper thinks better of it.
That is good CC.
Yeah, it is, but now he got some needles coming on in. Keen taking an aggressive trade once again. The overheat comes out as exhaust utilized. Keen, he wants the kill, and he wants it now. He will pick it up, but he does go down in the trade. Has to utilize exhaust as well for that one, so I suppose Zeus will be happy with the way that one went.
They're constantly trying to set up pinches here, but Gen.G have had so far good answers, and Canyon's here once again.
Canyon is here, and I don't think that you can fight against Canyon. He got a 9.5-minute Sundered Sky. This Xin Zhao is unkillable. They have the man advantage, but they're not going to be able to dive this turret by any means. Well, I say that, they're trying to look for it, actually, but the Kai'Sa's coming down. The turn coming out here from Gen.G is cautious, especially with the Akali out on the map, but they'll prevent any kind of dive from happening on the bottom lane as TP almost interrupted there, actually. But Zeus does get back up to the top
Bracken
lane.
Slayer.
Uh-oh.
And Ruler has a cause. Oh, Canyon.
Well, we got full summoners here for the side of Hanwha eSports. We'll see if Viper can get away. He's not going to flash the knock-up, uses the barrier, and at the end of the day, he just goes down, and now the Talia's in. That's 2 kills now for Gen.G.
They have to get something cross-map here. They have to, or they're in big trouble.
They might just be able to exhaust is still on cooldown, and 3v1, they will be able to at least take down Keen, but that is 2 kills. 1 more in a Canyon's pockets, 1 for Ruler to help catch him up, and the Dragon on top of him.
And the Canyon was able to get so much in this exchange. Like, during that fight in the bottom lane, he was able to get Raptors, then wrap around to get into the bottom there. I think Hanwha Life just did not account for it, then rushed to make the play topside. They will be able to get this turret as well, so that's a lot of gold injected here into Hanwha Life.
I do actually
Well, do we try to force this fight, or do we simply give it up and try to get something elsewhere? Because this fight could blow up in the game.
Trying to go on a Ruler here that's already a ton of damage as in goes the Leona, but Duro is there for the peel, takes a bunch himself, but the follow-up from Chovy gets there on time. The equalizer only hitting Canyon as eventually Ruler doesn't have any way to get out, and they do collapse onto him. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Lots of damage done here by HLE, and they're pushing bot at the same time.
That's a big win for Hanwha because they're also able to, again, get Zeka even more gold.
For the Herald, Zeus does not have his ultimate back online just yet, though.
It was Zeus' ultimate, though, that killed Ruler there because he couldn't actually walk it off the way that he wanted to.
They're committing to a fight on the bottom side here with the exhaust. They want to take down Zeka, but he's a Kali. This is very difficult to lock down. Chovy doesn't have his ult. And meanwhile, Hanwha eSports were just getting the Rift Herald, so to get another TP out of Gen.G.
Canyon wants to try to stop his back here.
He'll be able to.
Might be able to just take him down at this point. No ult available for Zeka. We got redemptions coming in as Canyon says, I want this kill, and I want it now, but the flash is going to come out as there's the W. Follow-up kill from Ruler from downtown in the jungle. Going to take him out.
And thank you for the delivery, says Ruler. I'll be taking that kill as the Kaisa now. Gen.G, though, it's only the second dragon, so they're going to get this one up.
Yeah, just one Cloud Drake for now is what they're going to say. It didn't look like Gen.G were really in a position to reset and get there on time anyway, so just kind of had to give it away. Hanwha eSports will very much enjoy that objective. Viper in the mid lane, he's down 1,000 gold, but still his presence is felt, and they haven't even used the Rift Herald yet, so they want to chip away at this mid lane turret, take it down. We got a wall coming in, but the charge is still going to come down as it does not block the Rift Heralds, unfortunately for Chovy.
And that critical Herald that we talked about wasn't the team fight that they got. There wasn't a big swimming win there, but the Herald itself was picked up. They got the turret in the bottom side, and Hanwha Life down in gold technically, but have so much map control.
All right, really trying to lock down Ruler. He does have his flash. They use so much to get the flash, but it is definitely very worth it, especially when there's no
Gen.G have to respond. There's the TP from Zeus. Keen will likely have to match here.
Yeah, Keen will definitely have to mash. You can see that Duro's going in, but he's going to be locked down. He kind of gets denied his way out. Still has the quickness, but zoned away very low on HP now. As you see the flank coming in, has to flash the seismic shove already. And now the engage is going to be forced here by Delight. It's in onto Canyon and onto Ruler in that backline, but they have so much damage onto that Leona. They can't take out Ruler as look at Zeka goes so deep, but eventually just goes down and Ruler survives this entire fight. Viper doing an excellent job of kiting it out, but he's the only one alive. Chovy! And Chovy goes in and shuts him down. Takes the kill, and Gen.G take a gigantic fight.
Chovy will take no chances, even though it's just Viper. He's bloodthirsty for the kill, not allowing Viper.
It's just not enough, and there's just way more consistent damage here when you actually all in on one player. Viper can't get it done alone when there's no front line and everyone else has already just disappeared.
And again, it's the combination of that reap. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, we got another fight here. Looks like Hanwha eSports kind of half-heartedly just kind of running in there as Duro's going to get away. It's a big equalizer, though. They take out Keen. The follow-up is there for HLE. They want to get Duro, but it's not enough. Finally, they do get him on the backside there, but in goes Ruler with the assassination. But this time, Viper has tons of room. Gets the shutdown on the Xin Zhao. And Chovy here on the run, trying to take the disengage cone, but the follow-up from the Yunara is just too big. It's 2 shutdowns for Viper's Yunara.
A good counter punch. Something we haven't talked about yet, but I do actually think is now worth to mention. As Ruler, he's there.
It's the Ruler spot. He's by himself in the Ruler spot. Who could have predicted this? He just goes down essentially for free. No flash, no way to get out, uses his cleanse. And yeah, he just got flanked by the Trundle and had no idea. It was kind of in no man's land.
And 3 out of these Hanwha Life members.
For Gen.G, they have to be very decisive about how they take these fights. It can't be Ruler being caught out. You know, Hanwha Life, if they play this guerrilla warfare and they get these picks, it's always going to favor them with the Akali, with the Unara.
Guerrilla warfare, Valdez, that has been so successful for them in this mid and now nearly late game.
You see a fight brewing here. Delight kind of by himself. You see Viper not really able to help him out. That's the flash on in. Will they overcommit is really the only question I have, as this is just a Leona, but they are going so deep to try to kill Delight, and yes, they will, but Ruler by himself behind the play as they look to collapse. He goes Zeus over the wall, tons of damage, but they turn onto him. Immediate double kill comes in for Keen, and now it's 5v3. Yes, some low health bars here for Gen.G. But they're still liking the way. They're still liking the numbers. Chovy going in by himself, but he knows he's tanky. The damage from Viper is way too much for them to handle. As the flash shuriken is going to miss, Chovy has to flash away. Gen.G barely get ahead of this fight.
This game is crazy! It's actually Gen.G to try to
They're running for Baron.
Hanwha Life.
They've got control vision. They've got control vision. They're going to try to force Gen.G to rotate over. There's
Gen.G know about it, yeah.
They have to peel off. The peanut is just too low. So Gen.G will get the dragon. And there's just no response, unfortunately, for Hanwha Life fans here on the other side of the map.
Ghost just actually saving it.
Yeah, the grand entrance
are we
looks
gnashing?
pretty good as we got maybe a flank coming in here. Yeah, the Akali's got an angle. Zeka looking for it. They want to turn onto him. And so Zeka's angle going to be denied. And now the follow-up comes in, and Zeka's just by himself. He gets taken out essentially for free in the flank. It immediately backfires.
Throws the flash and ult there to help secure the kill before Zeka can get out there. And that's a huge pick for Gen.G, and they'll finally take out this mid turret.
Ruler turns around and says, oh, now they start up Nash.
Okay, this is still not a free Nash by any means. Viper doesn't have that flashback, but he is ready to fight.
It's going to be up to Peanut, but they immediately turn onto him as they burst him down. The burst out of this comp is just insane from Gen.G, and with no jungler, that just means Gen.G
There is whoever used the Scryer to spot, then there is Canyon with the immediate turn, then there's Ruler already pumping damage numbers. It really is the entire...
All they have to do is stop Viper in one fight. Viper got his IE for this one. This is likely the fight to decide the game.
Yeah, it might just be all up to Viper as the guerrilla tactics not necessarily working out as frontlining now. The light goes in, but look at the damage on the Peanut as that's a big stun. Gets Ruler down, and now Viper's got it. The spike comes in as Peanut lives and takes down the dragon, denies the soul once again. Chovy's gonna go down. And the Zunara unchecked in the fight means that HLE will win it big time.
They might be able to end. The death time is on like 50 seconds.
Keen, though, he's gonna stop the mid wave at least.
The inner turret's still up. Peanut's going to tank it to try to rush this down. I think Gen.G will have a defense. It's close.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's 15 seconds, 10 seconds on Ruler. I don't think they can end. They can definitely get an inhib though, and the gold lead is gone. Ruler, I must not have had flash there. He got caught. He literally tanked a full equalizer. Are we still going?
Even gonna hit Chovy. He holds on to his summoners.
So worried about this Keen flank as well, the sandwich. Hanwha Life have to make a choice, collapse onto Keen or fight for the dragon.
Oh, look at the damage here onto this one. The wall's coming down, but it gets fighted by Peanut as Canyon goes into his GA. The equalizer is big. Ruler trying to frontline, but Canyon gonna be the first casualty, but Ruler untouched as his Viper. It's so much on a thin edge here. Ruler going in with the ultimate. What's next? Can Viper didn't get his GA. The Ruler survives at the end of the fight. He will not be denied this fight. Gen.G take it down with the Ruler triple kill.
He doesn't need a GA. Only his flash and ult necessary to get Gen.G to teamfight win.
Look at his face. The reaction on the player cam is priceless as well because he knows the risk paid off and he was able to carry his team to this final team fight victory. It took 30 in the first, but in the second it'll be a nearly 40-minute game that Gen.G wrestle away from Hanwha Life eSports to go up match point, one game away from getting revenge from the summer finals from last year.
Actually has a lot of safety and range. I kind of love this.
Or it's just Ziggs.
It is.
Okay, it's just Ziggs. And we've loved Ziggs nowadays. I mean, we even saw... Fans have come out and forced big time. Keen being bullied up in the top lane. Might have to flash here. There it is.
And that's some stacks for Viper picked up early as well in this initial skirmish. So big win here You mentioned the Lee Sin to business as usual here. We'll hit that first break point at 25 and then start to continue to scale. I cannot stress enough, Viper's speed of getting those stacks is actually insane. One of the most consistent smolders in the LCK.
Knocking the prominent turret range. Delight, he's like, oh no, not the mines! As first blood goes over to Ruler already. And that is so early.
Smite on your jump. Look at this, you think he goes to this without smite?
Anyways, back to the gameplay.
I think you are forced to have smite nowadays anyway, so.
Peanut has his ult here.
Yeah, we're getting a bit of a skirmish. It's a 3-on-3 for now, but the Galio comes in a bit sooner.
Mom?
Mom does come down the turn immediately on a Viper, but he just flaps away as the follow-up Galio ult stolen by Zeka, who is in the thick of it behind enemy lines. And Chovy's actually the one that's in the most danger as the kick is gigantic. But nobody has gone down yet. Finally, Duro bites the dust. As the damage comes in, they take out the Smolder. But now the Silas just loves these scrappy fights as Delight will not go down the flash through, and finally Ruler gets him. But it's still a win in the fight going to HLE.
That is Challengers, baby! Let's go!
We got it one more time! In this fight, though, the setup is very strong for Hanwha Life eSports, and even though the execution of it from Zeka isn't the cleanest, he's still able to follow Chovy's Galio and get into the back line. Tries to focus down Duro, but he buys so much space for Viper.
Flash.
And Delight's looking for it.
Flash on in, and Viper is, the stun comes down, and I think Chovy will be okay. Gets the level up, but eventually you just auto-attack him to death. Not seeing the Braum TP. Got cooldown boots and a catalyst now. I don't even know what he had in the last fight. Maybe just like some crystals and a dark seal. And yet he was never in any danger of dying. They just don't have enough consistent damage to ever take him down. As now, maybe they have enough as the kick is good onto 2. They're trying to burst down Peanut, and they will be able to do so. That's a shutdown here for the Ziggs. We got TP coming in as King Sante maybe a bit in trouble, but he's just going in. As now this TP, they're trying to actually punish him for it.
He's in trouble.
As Keen is still going in, still eventually will be taken out by the Smolder. As in goes Zeus 1v3. Just trying to taxi his way out. The big bomb, and Delight is going to block the damage. Gets away from that one as Chovy just solo in the top lane.
Kites out nicely. Viper is fine, as this time Ruler can't get in position to flash. Drake will go over, and because scaling into that win condition.
Yeah, the gold lead is Rulers, but how much does that really mean in terms of...
He's very behind enemy lines. Duro still has his ult and heal. We got a Ziggs coming up here, a 4-1 Ziggs, and they can keep him around basically forever. Zeus has nowhere to go. He's trying to dash his way to victory. That's not the best satchel, and eventually he just flashes out. So they get the flash melee plus the Smolder. They have the Ambessa for engage, but besides that, you've got like engage Silas and Braum kind of. We got another follow-up here in the top lane, but Zeus just turning it 1v2.
And I'm glad you highlighted Veldus, because the one thing I am worried about is that all engage from Hanwha is purely hard.
Sure, Chronicler, yeah. Well, anything he goes, yeah.
This is the worst. Ruler!
Ruler in the Ruler spot. He has a TP, or a turret rather, but it doesn't matter. He's just gonna die.
Even if there's a turret there, it's still the Ruler spot. And this game is
dead.
He was dead a second time, yeah.
Yeah, and
TP is available though.
Maybe he goes in and tries to seal the kick away, and eventually doesn't get onto the eye. So it's just an easy one for Peanut. And, Cannon doesn't really use it.
And the Smolder sitting at 160 at 16 minutes into the game. And he's just continuing to stack. And they keep trying to kill this Ambessa. It's not working.
Yeah, the Sonic Wave not going to land, but the Lee Sin does get in. As do they have enough damage to take out Zeus? Double TP coming down from HLE. Keen just flashing away as Keen and Canyon realizing they're in a lot of trouble trying to get out here with this Cassante. As Zeka with the chains gets under the turret, but they don't have the damage to take out Keen. As the ult still not enough. Another redemption gonna get Keen down. The 6 bomb, and Cassante is just so dumb. He's still alive. How is he? Okay, finally the flash 2 comes in, and Viper takes him out. As Duro makes his way up, but look at the health bars now. And now really the Ziggs is unkillable. Nobody can get onto him as Peanut is desperate to do so. As Duro trying to frontline, and maybe they just have enough people to push him away from the fight. As the damage is there, the damage is done. The Rift Herald also thrown down in the top lane.
I guess with the King Sante
building a bigger lead.
Yeah, this is just getting bigger and bigger. The snowball as well, and truly running down the hill here. And GenG, one last fight, one last opportunity on this Dragon.
I mean, Canyon's right here looking for the steal, but Peanut has been so good on his smites. Let's see what it comes down to. Just going to be kind of a flip as Ingo's the least in down to 35, and it goes to Peanut anyway. As he's been so good on the smites. And the follow-up here, the bomb is big, but these guys live basically forever. And accessing the backline, Ruler in a lot of trouble. They're trying to peel for him. But now your front line is just gone as well. Ruler, no escape for him. Does go down even after the satchel used defensively. As this one threat comp not necessarily working out for them. Duro in a lot of trouble here as well. They give that kill over to Viper, and HLE are running away with the game.
5,200 damage in the fight. He doesn't even have 225. He's got a lot of kills. He's sitting on rapid fire cannon, but there's just too much front line. The one threat for Viper just is about to hit his threshold as he TPs in 225 on the dot.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it, and Gen.G, they say, well, might as well throw in a risk, a big one that is, as Zeus doing a bunch of poke damage, funnily enough, on this Ambessa. And so is Viper. The Redemption can only do so much. They're trying to get that engaged, and the access to the backline is there once again. Zeus gets it. Canyon just trying to zone them away. And it was so desperate from Gen.G. Eventually, Ruler will just be run down here as the one threat is gone. And King Sante maybe takes out Zeus, but it's not looking good in that aspect either. Finally does, but he's the only one to get a kill. As Viper has so much room, and Chovy runs tail between his legs, and Hanwha should be able to pick up this objective.
It's only 21 minutes in here. I think this draft for Gen.G was a big gamble, and let's face it, it simply did not pay off.
It'd be a little harder to clear waves. They're going to contest. Anyway, by the way, 2-item spike have been hit for Ruler.
Oh, the ult on in. Zeus wants the 1v1 as Taunt comes down, and Zeus sits him down once again and picks up the solo kill. You are not fighting over this Dragon now.
I mean,
we weren't fighting over it before.
He could TP down as well. It's going to force a TP out of Keen to the top side. There's just no way, no chance to contest this Dragon anymore. And this draft really didn't give Gen.G a whole lot of win cons, especially face
on
up.
the other end of the map without teleport.
All right, let's make this more interesting.
I think it's hard enough as is.
Duro. Okay, what I was going to say is, let's just say, if Gen.G win this game, Chronicle will shave his head for his next LCK cast.
Hey!
Just like Max, you know?
Yeah.
For a good time. You accept Chronicle?
So many
yeah.
Wow.
Lock it in.
Well, there's no vision here on this Baron, and somebody's got to check. Eventually, we see the Alistair ult is stolen, and they just turn onto the jungler, and Canyon is down. And just like that, they don't even need the Baron. Just get the kills and push on in. And now, with those 2 kills, they will be able to take down this Baron easily enough. And they play it excellently. They don't make any mistakes.
And we had such a good plan, and they fail at step 1. Obviously, Hanwha Life was very aware of this fact. So really clean setup here. They have full vision control. They don't need to flip the objective whatsoever. And they don't. Keep control of where Canyon is. Target him down. And this series will continue, gentlemen.
It definitely will. The game is certainly over from here as Ruler, no escape for you. As Peanut's got his eye on you as the flash comes out and you are taken down. Ruler, no hope for him. No more wave clear left here on the side of Gen.G. No more hopes as Hanwha Life eSports will be forcing a game number 4 in these grand finals.
Hanwha Life putting Viper on the Smolder. An expensive pick for them too, one they have really mastered, but it is well worth it in this one.
Yeah, at least you take it away from Chovy, I suppose, as you got Zeka in the pool, but you know who's not in the pool? It's Viper, as yep, he's just going to be burning everybody down. He says, hold on a minute, let me get these kills. As the little Elder Drake that could. As they take down the Nexus turrets, they will take down the Nexus, and we have finally got a series on our hands.
Oh man, this is not
That's a good pressure point.
To see, but it's great with the Pyke. It kind of saves the Pyke for me a little bit here, because now you have a strong 2v2, and even in early skirmishes,
obviously you're always going to look for the roam. We'll get found here, but there is Canyon.
Yeah, Zeka just going to flash this one and try to get away. The poison is down. They don't have enough damage. It's Delight. Still level 1. So you never know. Lands the hook, it doesn't matter. We do have a bit of a dive here. setting up in the top lane as let's see if Keen can survive with a flash stun into the wall, and that's enough damage for Viper as he picks it up, has to flash away, but his first blood onto Hanwha eSports is 80 carry.
And this is the power of the Lucian.
Zeka no flash.
Oh, Zeka in trouble.
Yeah, this was very confusing trying to go for that control ward. He is going to have the flash come out here from Canyon, but it might be enough as he's going to taxi out of the Raptors, and Victor with no flash trying to kill a control ward just gets punished here, and it's kill over to
Level
Chovy.
6 is available here for Canyon. Did actually pick it up off his grump, but obviously top side is very mobile.
Zeus going in trying to beat this one, and he will be successful. Now, can they get the kill onto Keen is the question, and with Peanut here at level 5, I think you've got enough damage, but the sustain here for Keen is pretty large, and Zeus is being chunked out, has to run away. It's just going to be Keen versus Peanut. And this is a very long lane down on the bottom side, but eventually going through the wall, and the follow-up comes in from Zeus to clap him down and get the kill. With the Maiden being annoying, but it's still an eventual.
Just coming back so he can get through the wall here, but guarantees those slows so that Zeus can flash for the finish there with a brittle proc as the last hit.
It's a big deal that Zeus flashes though. If he doesn't and Keen gets a moment to maybe get another Q off, that could have been the difference maker. That's going to be Grubs traded for Dragon. They really don't seem to be aware of the ward. They keep trying to go for these bait setups.
I mean, Duro's just going to flash away from the damage just to make sure as the burst comes in. There's the hook on a Peanut. Do they have the damage, though? Yes, they absolutely do. As Zeus on the flank gets the double knockup. As the burst comes in, the Arcane Storm is out.
Chovy?
As now Chovy, he wants more. He is desperate for something more, but not going to keep them around for long enough. In goes Canyon, but he's taking a bunch of damage. Flashes on in onto Zeka. Down goes Zeus as well. Just chunks the two of them down. As Viper finally going to get the one. Delight also picks up yet another kill. As now looking for Chovy. He's going to get in close and does get the hook down. And they're getting so much more over the back of this fight for HLE. Look at this Rift Herald, and they're bursting it down quite fast with the Lucian. In comes Canyon. And he's certainly curious about this, but yeah, they just can't even get close to it. And Delight actually going to
is able to just play his game. Pyke can rotate so quickly from lane to lane.
Oh, Ruler. Oh, he doesn't want to use that ult, but he will be forced to at the end of the day. And he could have avoided a decent amount of that damage if he just used it early.
Delight's looking.
Delight's looking for it. The ult comes in, and Ruler's just free. Not looking, doesn't barrier, doesn't flash. Meanwhile,
is he out?
Oh, no way. It's so incredible. This gets out with the Rift Herald.
There's no turret.
There's no turret. Delight is just a menace in this game. He's 3-0. He wants a bit more than a redemption, I think, is going to stop the play as Delight takes a bunch of damage from the Maiden, but
they get a TP out of Chovy into the mid lane as well.
And I think keep the Cassio and Xayah together. It's not going to be easy for Pyke to get these big hooks. And speaking of which, they're going to get the flash immediately out of Viper and the cleanse. The culling on top of it all, and Peanut's just trying to get in. He's going to steal it away, and he's Scarter. He just laughs his way to the bank and goes all the way away. As yes, they are going to get this hook here on the Zeus, but it's just the one kill here for Gen.G as they lose the Drake in the trade.
We'll see if Gen.G wants to turn it into more.
It's still a huge win for Hanwha in terms of the microcosm of the Dragon, because Peanut, his smites have been phenomenal today.
Oh, trying to catch Chovy here. It's not quite going to work out as they got to know this how to kind of started.
And with that cooldown gone, I think that's just it. Viper doesn't have flash. They cannot continue any further here to try to take this objective away from Gen.G. So Gen.G will take it. 11-9 Petals will.
Or thought that that would be there, so he's just got a great reaction time. Maybe knew he was kind of going through the scary visionless jungle.
I mean, this is a Victor that now has Leandri's completed. His stacks are done.
Or Duro can be the difference maker. And as I say that,
very close, going to dodge everything. Actually, the laser on top of it is now we got a TP. Zeus very far behind enemy lines. They want to turn onto him as the flash, and the hook is going to miss. As Zeus has to flash out of that one, the re-engage comes out from the horn and the impale over the wall. Canyon straight into the wall himself, but he will not die. Peanut wants the kill, but he's flashing it at 4 people. There's Peanut. Not the time or the place, but they actually do get the kill.
What?
Funnily enough, I don't even know how he died.
How did Canyon die?
Oh, we'll have to take a look at the replay as Canyon died to something.
Chovy still going forward.
And yeah, I mean, the stun comes down on a Chovy. Lots of poke damage coming down from the Victor.
Guys, that's rude. We can't just summon the Maiden.
The light's right here.
Die immediately.
Yeah, 50 gold this time on a Zeka.
Now, there is no objective up after all of that, after our junglers are down.
Pure chaos.
So
They have a lot of vision around this Baron, or rather this Dragon.
Turret's going to go down, it looks like, as well.
Yep.
Peanut's there.
Turret's going to go down. Might just come down to a flip, and it goes over to the Saya of all people. 3-man knockup comes in from the Yorn, and that's Yorick down. Keen just out of the play, and HLE say, well...
More than just a kill here onto the Yorick. They will grab that turret as well.
Look at how deep Chovy is pushing. I think he has to be really worried. Ornn's there. He might be in deep trouble. That could be Nash if he dies.
He's so fucked down the lane. Oh boy. Well, Chovy, you've cooked some great stuff before, but I'm not sure this is it. As you got a Skarner, you've got a Pike, everything is missing for some reason, as a big ult does hit too. But eventually, you're just going to have too much damage on top of you, as they're going to give the kill over to Zeka as well. And he is nearly 1,000 gold ahead now.
There are a few question mark pings on the Baron, but no one's
But now they're just going to send it into the Baron. And the second the Dragon spawns, we'll see if this works out for them, as they're kind of lined up in the bowling alley, as two of them get knocked up by the Ornn. They pull off of the Baron. And now Keen is zoned away from the rest of the team. HLE staying together as a 5-man unit. As we do see a bit
Chovy's
of a
behind
flank
them.
coming in from Chovy, but that's a Cassiopeia flank. Not the most dangerous thing I've ever seen, but now trying to get the engage going onto this front line. Zeus is going to be burnt down. There's nobody's there. They were staying together, and then they split up as they were following Keen. Hook goes down onto Keen. And now Peanut's in a really rough spot. He's going to be taken down, and the amount of damage Gen.G is being they're just not paying attention to it at all.
It's 1 by 1, as we said earlier. The hook from Duro is the difference again, as Chovy finds the flank, sets up the miasma, and they have enough damage. That's going to be Nash.
Hanwha Life just have to take this concession of getting soul point in exchange. There's no way they can fight this anymore. They don't have a jungler. And the chase, the over chase onto Keen there is part of the undoing, but it's really the Duro grab that changes things here for Gen.G. And they set it all up. They were the ones who started the Baron looking for a turn, and Hanwha Life just did not have the cleanest chase down there. They didn't have the cleanest denial of that Baron. And now with Baron, Keen's going to take out this inner turret. The game is suddenly turned on its head in just a matter of seconds.
They still have the 5v5 power if they can find the front to back. Instead of getting picked off 1 by 1.
Zeus running straight into them. Nice culling to do some damage, and that's a hook on a Canyon, but that is the Pantheon, and Zeus who has to flash away, but Canyon goes down! At the end of the day, this Pike is about to get some big value. Looking for Duro. That's a second one on the board! Delight, he is here to party. He says, this game is mine, and I want to carry it. Zeus going in, maybe trying to take that away from Delight. Gotta be careful. This Delight's still on the chase here. He's gonna find Keen on the backside, not gonna land that hook, and just disengages out of there, but still so much money. The pixel flash there just to get away from the hook. It's gonna work. He doesn't get over the wall, but it's not really what he cares about. Meanwhile, on the side lane, Zeus having some trouble with this Yorick. Keen seems to be on lane himself with 3 items, and he is chunking through this Ornn, so
that cleaver,
they're gonna have to deal with him somehow. It's not gonna be Zeus alone.
and that gets Prio, and this is gonna force a response.
Yeah, Hanwha's on a timer. They have to be quick. They have to be quick.
Okay, that's a lot of damage in a ruler, but the culling goes into Duro. That's not the target you were looking for.
Keen's gonna keep going. He's not gonna stop.
Hanwha need to be fast on how they win this fight.
Yeah, it should just be inhibitor, you would imagine. Down it goes as we'll see what happens with the TPs, but now we're just gonna have a 4v4 team fight at this point, and it comes down to the Zaya as Ruler steals it away. I mean, they were the one who started it, but yeah, no steal away from Peanut.
And Keen just gets away with this. Even if he dies here, his job is done. He avoids the second activation.
Oh, there's 5-man coming.
TP coming in. They have
no way.
Oh, they stopped the channel with the ult from the Victor, and this is right before the Baron. As he's trying to turn this one around on Azeka. I don't think so, but he flashes for that one.
They have the Impale. Duro just fishing for a hook. He wants to get one of these carries. He so desperately needs to.
He really does, but I don't know if he's going to have an option. The culling is just used to zone. Delight's in stealth as well. Duro looking for some kind of hook. They want to access that backline, but the peel is insane. Canyon getting on in, goes into his jade, and bull hook Zeka though. As maybe that's enough. Might try to come down to a flip. But Ruler will not be denied these objectives. And he's full health.
He just keeps getting them. But he might have just saved the game. He's able to secure the Baron. Zay is desperately on the chase here with Viper following up and Delight. Not enough.
Instead, he's just desperately giving kills over to Ruler. He says Ruler hasn't had enough. Let's give him some more.
They have to look for something. They know that this Baron might be with the top lane push, with the death timers. Could be the difference maker. Gen.G somehow pull out the win out of the 4v5.
Yeah, I mean, Ruler is just pulling these objectives out of thin air. And Ruler, level 18, is going to be ripping this turret off the map. That top inhibitor is already down here. I don't think they'll be able to push for the mid one right now, but they can take out all of those inner turrets. It's a big injection of gold. Less important right now at nearly 40 minutes in.
Keen. Pike's on his way.
They want to try to isolate the York once again, but the disengage code gets him to safety.
I mentioned it, but it's a 2-carry composition. Victor cannot be dying at the start of that fight.
Decided here in this game.
You're playing Pyke without map control though, and that is the biggest difference. Even though Gen.G weren't able to end the game off of this, top lane inhib is still down, right? Will be coming up soon as Keen takes a ton of damage.
There's a lot of poke going back and forth, but now we finally get an Impale engage, but Canyon, his Pantheon, lives for so long, and the damage from the Xayah and the Casio is way too much for the Ornn to deal with.
They gotta get out of it!
Let's follow up from Chovy, gigantic goes golden, and the hook comes through, and that should be it. Gen.G with one fell swoop might have just won this game.
10,000 damage for Ruler! 10,600! He had the smite button in this game, and his damage is off the charts. Who says the Victor scales? This Xayah is the biggest on the rift.
Feel like the Blitzcrank is scaling better than the Victor in this one. As Viper, he's desperate, he's trying to clear the waves, but he's not gonna have it. Gen.G get the revenge for last summer, and they are your 2025 LCK Finals champion.
And Ruler leaves for the LPL, has an incredible first year on JDG, the second year, not what he wanted. Comes back and makes clear why Gen.G brought him back with an absolutely exceptional performance.